A very good evening to you traders. It's Mark here from the Day Trading Room. Time is approaching 20 to 9 in the evening London time on a Sunday evening. And this is the first video I've done for a good few days. Didn't get opportunity to do one midweek last week. It's been a great trading week, plenty of opportunities, but very testing at the same time. It's been one of the weeks where you've had to know when to step back, and often I've walked away early, been trading aggressively at the open, then walked away when the market's just gone quiet, or come in the afternoon, or should I say, come in the evening where I am, the afternoon New York time, to see the close, and then trade aggressively when there's been an opportunity there. So it's knowing when there's opportunities, and actually this is the sort of market that tests that skill quite a lot. And often even at the open, I would trade pretty much in the first minute, watching the tape immediately from the open, see where the drive is going. But then on some days, it would just be very unclear at the open, so I'd have to step back, wait for some clarity to come, wait for someone to tip their hand properly, and then either take the continuation, or if no one's really tipping their hand, look for the counter trend extreme trade. So whilst it's been a very profitable and a very good week trading, it's been not an easy week. It's not been an easy week. You've had to be on the ball with different trading skills, and it's really taken yeah, a lot of different skills to stay on top of things this week. But yeah, pleased, good volatility, good action, and most importantly, good profits into the account. So I can't complain. So, but what I want to talk about really in this video, and actually went through my mind midweek last week as I was about to do a video. I do feel like I'm repeating myself a bit with certain things and certain setups and what have you. And yes, I do the same setups when they're working all the time. So something new today, something to put in the log, something to put on the video blog, something maybe you guys will get some benefit from. This is the trade that was on Thursday. It was about 20 past 7 in the evening, New York time. So that's about quarter past 2 New York time. And really, we had some news come out. Some news came out, and let's just put a bit of background here. This is a 1 minute chart. Let me just zoom out here. I've just had to reinstall TradeStation on a computer on my home office, so it may layout may be slightly different to the office setup. But anyway, downtrend day, good mark down, good push lower, pretty much staying below the VWAP for the majority of the day. Bears in control, but not aggressive. Just a steady chug with some counter trend moves. So that's the sort of premise you're looking for. Staying on the short side of things. There's no need to complicate matters. Look for short setups. Plenty about. Unless you see a surprise move in the other direction, which is exactly what happened at 20 past. I think it's 22 minutes past. 22 minutes past. Well, a surprise move to the upside. Watching the market, watching the tape, it's chugging along. There's not a lot of range. I've got the drawing pen out here. You can see. Look at this. We've got 10-point range, a little bit of a break here, little bits and pieces, but not enough to get me that excited. Even this is 20 points. Very slow. Very slow. Anyway, 22 minutes past. Bang. We've got this rocket up to the upside. And when I see that, and I see good volume, and I see that we've got participation on the tape, that's the first place I notice it, is on the tape. And without recording it, it's difficult to point that out. So this is a 55 tick chart. I don't use this to trade with, but just to hopefully point out what I'm actually seeing when I'm looking at the tape and I see the surprise move. So if you look at the time here, we've got 10 past, 14 minutes past, so 4 minutes has gone by just for that little chunk there. Same here, 4 minutes. And then when the data, was not data, it's when the news came out, you can see this is 1 minute gaps, and all of this trade was done in 1 minute period. So a lot of urgency, and you can see that urgency there. So when I'm looking at the tape, I'm watching, then all of a sudden, bang, I see volume coming in, aggressive volume coming in to the upside, lifting offers, no retaliation, and just seeing that on other markets as well. So I'm looking over to euro, for example, which is on the lips of every trader at the moment. Everyone's looking at the euro, and so it makes sense for me to look over at the same market as other people are looking at. So I'm just trying to if I can get the chart here. Actually, I don't know if it's to hand. Yes, it is. Just going to copy that and bring that in. Bear with me while I do this. Paste the window in. Okay, here we go. So this is the euro dollar, euro US dollar cross, and if I go to the time period, should have had this prepared. So there we go. So that's the euro US. So at the same time, I'm looking at all sorts of things. Just check we're on the right day here. 20. There's the time. 22. So okay. I see the move on the tape. Blast to the upside. Offers being taken. No bids. No bids being hit of any significance. Time and sale streaming green. I'm seeing size on the time on the unfiltered, and I'm seeing sorry, I should say speed on the unfiltered, lots of green coming through, size coming through on the unfiltered, and then I'm quickly glancing over to other markets just to be sure that this is news. It's a quick way of telling you if this is news or if it's just something that's going on in the market you're watching. So I'm glancing over at one of my other screens. I'm looking at the screen that's got oil, it's got euro, it's got bonds on it. If they're and gold, if they're all reacting, sometimes they're reacting different ways, but if they are all reacting, you can assume that this is global news. You can assume, you don't know, but you can assume, as opposed to if just your market you're watching is moving, for example, the YM, watching the YM, if that suddenly becomes active, I'm glancing over to euro, gold, oil, nothing is happening on those, then I can perhaps guess that this isn't going to go, this isn't a sort of reprice bit of news coming out. But if other markets are responding to it, other markets are moving aggressively. When I say aggressively, I mean moving in relation to how they've been moving in the past 5 or 10 minutes or so. So, for example, on this euro chart here, this is just the euro cash, not the euro futures. Um, you can just see, been chopping around in a really tight range, and then bang. So that's obviously a unique surprise move. So once I've confirmed that, what am I doing? What am I looking for? What's the trade? Okay, let's just minimize that. The trade for me is to jump on as soon as I can. Jump on this as soon as I can, because I'm, as a pure tape reader, as someone who trades from price action, who trades from supply demand imbalance opportunities, this is an opportunity not to be missed. So I'm looking to jump on, but I don't want to chase. Now, this is where I jumped on. This looks, you can't see it on the 1 minute chart, you could see this on the tape. Confirmation here, and obviously looking over to other markets, as I've just said, that this is something that's coming out that's going to move the market. But I do not want to chase. I do not want to chase because if it is something that is ambiguous in terms of what it means for the market, you could be buying at the top and you could be taking a full stop. So at the very least, I want to be buying on a pullback. And then if I do take a stop, it's not going to be, I've got a bit more room to breathe if I do. And also, when it's pulling back, I can gauge if it's doing this. I don't want to be involved in it. If it's doing this on the tape, we're talking seconds. Then I can say, okay, there's a little bit of tape support there, and I'm in. And that's exactly what we got here. Confirmation this was some sort of news item. Confirmation this is going to move the market potentially to the upside. Big supply demand imbalance shift over to massive demand coming in short term. We're talking pull back on the tape, looking to buy. So any point in here, I'm looking to buy. Take the long. Always having that fixed stop, and this is the time where you have to have a fixed stop. You can't just start picking levels, because in reality a logical stop is probably going to be underneath where the move started from. It's too much for me. That it's like a 50-point stop. Not prepared to risk it. Just put in your fixed stop. If you take a stop, if it comes down, it takes you out for 15, whatever your stop is, you reassess. The opportunity for this trade is a lot of ticks profit. So taking a stop is no big deal. This time it worked well. Great, I'm in, and it just exploded from there. And it was textbook stuff. It didn't last long. This little consolidation on the tape, really is a pure tape read. You can't see on the 1 minute. You're just looking at that time and sales, looking at the depth of market, looking for just a pause, just a pull back, or if it pulls back, just seeing not much red coming through. There's a little bit of a tip there, not much red coming through, or if it is coming through, the bid just holding. Uh, and then it just exploded off. It exploded off, and this is perfect. Now you're just looking to take it out. The number one thing you're looking to is not take it out too early. Not too early, not too early. Let it run. While it's working for you, be prepared to give back some, okay, if necessary, but while it's working for you, stick with the trade. And for me, this was brilliant because it pushed up, and this was the VWAP here actually. You can see this here. It was about 75 level. I've just drawn it in as a solid line. I'm not even going to bother drawing that freehand with my drawing pen. That was the VWAP here. Okay, so a little bit of pause. You can see that on the 55 tick chart here. Little tiny pause on the tape is evident. So I am hovering over that sell button. I've got 80% of the position coming off because my plan is this. I'll tell you in a minute what my plan is, but let's just talk about what happened on the tape. Bang, up to the VWAP. It exploded through. Great. Okay, this could rocket 200 points. You know, the way the market is at the moment, all sorts of news is coming out. If you're caught on the wrong side, you cut it, you just get straight out. If you're on the right side of it, you've got to be looking to capitalize on these opportunities because you do not know what's come out. At that time, I'm not even looking at news, I'm just looking at pure price action. And at the moment in time, I know this trade has gone up from 50 points in my direction, and I'm holding firm. And I do not know if it's going to rocket another 200 points. Quite easily could have done it, depending what the news is. At the same time, it could quite easily just come straight back down again. So I'm watching very, very closely. The VWAP's there. It's a line in the sand. I want to see what the response is to the VWAP. As we pushed up, we started to pull back. Now here, you can see a little bit of support. There's only two little candles on this tick chart here, but it's support on the tape, and you can just see it. Bump, bump, probing. I'm ready. As soon as that goes, I'm out of there. Bang! As soon as it goes, poof, taking off 80%. It's about 80% of the position, approximately between 75 and 80% of the position off there. Now the plan for me is, okay, I want to take off the majority of the position because I still don't know if this is going to reverse hard on me, and I don't want to give back 50 odd points. I don't want to do that. So what do? I hold a little bit of position, and I know also that on a good drive to the upside, I'm looking for a retracement on a 1 minute, maybe over 3 or 4 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, 2 to 4 minutes, let's say, that then continues up. So I don't want to miss that, and I'm ready to get back on that with some size. Because that's a great opportunity. This is often the sort of plays that the way that this sort of move happens. But I've got on the very first short-term pause on the tape. Great. I've put a lot of profit in the bag. Great. I've got a little bit of position left. Great. But I'm looking to add back to the good position, back to the full size, should I say? Excuse me. To the full size, and then looking for a further move. So that's the plan. So I'm looking to hold, and I don't mind holding a small bit of position while it comes down against me. I wouldn't want to be holding full position, not taking some off. So that's why I took some off. Anyway, let's look now. Okay, we'll look at the 1 minute now. There we go. So the drive up to the VWAP as expected. Okay, a little bit disappointed didn't go too far, but that's still 100 points. You know, it's 680 to about 580 to 690, so 110 point drive. Okay, pullback started. 1 bar, 2 bars. Okay, wick's coming now. It starts to push back up. Now we're looking at the response here. Now I'm a little bit less aggressive because I've already taken some out of the market. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know. It's probably just a natural response. But when I've taken that much profit out of the market, I tend to be a little bit more cautious and wait for that premium entry on my next trade. So if I hadn't have taken that, I probably would have been buying this wick here and scaling out as we came into here, and possibly taking a stop on the last, but still being a nice little trade. But as I'd taken some of the taken profits already, and I was still in with a core long position, albeit a smaller one. I looked for a little bit more confirmation, and I wasn't entirely happy that we didn't take out some more higher levels. We've got a nice tick reading here, highest of the day, which is good. Good volume, and volume's starting to dwindle as this pullback occurs. So everything's looking okay, everything's lining up great. Still looking for that long. So let's look now what happened here. We got this little double bottom here. I don't know if it showed up on the 55 tick. As I say, I don't use this chart, but there, oh, it does. There we go. Okay, so this little double bottom here. For me, actually, my entry though was as we broke through that little tape high there. Now, probably not the best entry, um, but as I say, I was probably trading a little bit more defensively. A little bit more defensively. The best entry was probably here. I don't really know why I waited so long for that, but looking at the log, and the log doesn't lie, and the log says that I'd ended up getting into the position here around this level here. Excuse me. And we did get a further push up, which was good. It wasn't by much, and I can see that I got a little bit twitchy, especially as we double topped at the VWAP. Again, the VWAP's the line in the sand. A little bit late into the position, but it's gone my direction. Fine, no problem. And don't forget, I've still got the core from back. Oh, whoops. I've still got the core from back down. Hang on, let me just move that back in. It's just messed up the chart a bit. I've still got the core from back down here, so a little bit of position there, and then I've added to it as we've broken up through here. But a bit cautious of the VWAP. You know what? When we stalled at that VWAP and looking at the 1 minute, this was the telling candle. If you're not reading tape, you're just trading off a 1 minute, this candle tells you all you need to know. I'm looking for it to stall here, fine, but I'm hoping for it to blow through that high. That's the premise of the trade. The premise is bang, first pullback, however long that lasts, boom, takes them off the high if you need to, but you're looking for that final blast to the upside, and that didn't happen. So as soon as I see that candle here, I see this aggressive selling, this little double top on the tape, the VWAP holding. I don't mind a little pause, but I want this candle to really blast through that high. That's really what I'm looking for. And when it doesn't happen, I am straight out of position, because I know that when people are expecting something that doesn't happen, the more likely move is against that move, if that makes sense. So in other words, let's look back at the 1 minute. So back at the 1 minute here, if we don't get that, I'm on here, a lot of people are on here, a lot of people perhaps are on here, maybe even trap shorts. If it doesn't start taking out that high, roll over pretty quickly, everyone's going to be scrabbling for cover. Not only that, but people who are looking to get on the short side from this longer term downtrend, I say longer term, throughout the day, the downtrend, are going to be pressing this aggressively. So all out of the position, and then looking for a further short. And I haven't got time, 17 minutes into the video, but my final little short here was on this little push here. That was only because we took out this low. We took out the low, importantly, was from where we started the news from. So it's just changed the game completely. Breakthrough, pull back, a little short. I didn't get a lot out of that, but it was a nice little trade anyway. But I wanted to talk about that trade in detail, the premise of it, the thoughts behind why I took it, the entry, waiting for that little pullback on the tape, the entry, the exit, why I exited where I did, why I kept a core of the position. I had to sit through obviously a fair bit of heat with it, and it went against me a little bit, but I'm not concerned because the premise of the trade is buying that pullback, so I don't mind that, and I've taken some off the table. Why I then added again, as I say, a little bit disappointed that I took too long to recognise that on the tape, but perhaps because I'd already taken the trade earlier, I don't know. But anyway, that's what I did, that's why I did it. The log doesn't lie. And then again, assessing as we approach that key level VWAP, seeing the sellers still there this time and the buyer's not interested, noticing that, noticing the tape turn, and then taking the position all out there. And then that's really what was, the majority of the trade took a minute and 20 seconds or so, but then having to sit through those pullbacks, about a 10-minute trade. But that's really how to respond when you get some sort of price action that moves the market unexpectedly. So just to summarize very quickly, looking over my euro, my gold, my oil, are they all moving? Yes, I can confirm this is some sort of news. Tape is doing what I expect, great. Looking for a little pullback on the tape, watching, bang, in for the entry, looking to manage that exit, still looking at the key levels, but knowing that this could explode. And I'm on the long side, great, it could explode. Got to be prepared to give a little bit back, to be on those explosive moves, but at the same time protecting profits. So good little trade that. As I say, great week for me. Need to just be a little bit cautious next week. Don't get too complacent. Just take a step back, managing risk. If there's no trade opportunity, then there's no trade opportunity. The market is offering opportunities, but it's offering different types of opportunities in different types of markets. We've got trending markets, oscillation markets, rotational markets, quiet markets, quick markets, news. We've got all sorts being thrown at us, so it's important to switch from trader type to trader type. And if we're struggling with it, if you're finding you're taking a couple of losses in a row, just step back, take the day off, come back tomorrow. Then there'll always be opportunities. Main thing is we're managing that risk. So good trading, guys. Hope that helps in some way. Hopefully going to get some more videos out next week during the week. But as always, take care, manage that risk. Back with another video soon.